Welcome to the Mediot Hour podcast, sponsored by Audible.
Today's podcast episode is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/The Mediot Hour. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your phone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Welcome to the Mediot Hour podcast. This is Joey
and Simp.
Today is a wonderful day. It's a fantastic day for anyone who was a child of the 80s, or for that matter, just a fan of really cool movies. Today is October 21st, 2015. And for anyone who's a fan of Back to the Future 2 or the series, you'll know that's the day that Marty McFly goes to in the future whenever Doc comes and picks him up from his porch. And he's like, Marty, we gotta go. We gotta go back to the future. Marty's like, what, do we come assholes or something? He's like, no, it's about your kids. And so they fucking show up. People are wearing remember those jackets they had? One was had a long sleeve, and they were all puffy looking.
Yeah.
And then his shoes were self-tightening. And Nike is apparently working on a pair of those. Yeah, so they may have predicted that.
Those, the helmet that he's wearing, bicycle helmet.
Oh, yeah, the Griff, the grandson of Biff.
Yeah, it made him look like, you remember those California raisins? Every time I see that helmet on his head, I think one of those California raisins. His head just reminds me of that with that helmet on.
Yeah, it looks really dumb. It looks so dumb, dude. It's one of those things that you know how you watch something and it's portrayed in the future and you're like, how the fuck did they think that was going to be in the future? They got video conferencing. Remember when Marty goes home and he's talking to his boss on the TV?
Yeah.
Like FaceTime, only we do it from our hands.
Yeah.
On a mobile device. They're doing it on the TV.
Yeah.
So that's pretty close, dude.
But they had some stuff, they don't have the thing that that little microwave, you put a little pizza in it and it fucking grows.
The rehydrator?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's really, that just sounds gross.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. It looks like a little biscuit when he puts it in and he pulls it out and he's like, honey, you rehydrate the best pizza. That was such a cool line, dude. But check this out, man. With today being that day, Marty McFly has been all over the news, or not Marty McFly, sorry, Michael J. Fox has been all over the news because apparently it's a pretty big deal, to fans of the series. And I just think it's really cool, man, that series was just so badass. That's one of the very few, trilogies that I can watch and have a good time with from start to finish.
Yeah.
With Star Wars, it's really hard because there's so many now and you have to know so much to be a fan. You got to know all kinds of characters, but
hell, there's languages probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how far it extends,
Dude, I know with all the different planets,
and
all the shit that's, in the lore of that thing, that's crazy. I know the Lord of the Rings series has their own language. I don't know about Star Wars. I think they do though. I think you're right.
They probably do. I know it's weird thinking movies made languages, you're
fake languages.
Yeah, that's crazy just to think that someone took it that far, you know what I mean?
Someone was so obsessed that J.R.R. Tolkien guy that wrote The Lord of the Rings, he made one, dude. He spent the time to sit and make a fully functional language that has, verbs and nouns and words that join together and sounds that join together, and apparently spent a long time on it too.
That's just too much time.
That's
make a language that no one's going to speak but you and maybe some family members probably.
The fans. the fans of that fucking series, man, which whenever those movies were coming out, they were coming out in droves, dude. The Lord of the Rings people. Oh, dude, I wanted to talk to you about The Walking Dead tonight. In fact, I wanted to talk about Walking Dead so much that I was going to call you today and be like, we are having a Walking Dead night.
Yeah.
Where we're just going to talk about zombies and fucking killing zombies and Walking Dead, the show, or, you know, the TV series, Night of the Living Dead, the differences in, like, the movies, the creatures. That is so cool, man. I've been kind of really into The Walking Dead lately because I stopped watching it forever. You know, I was one of those people that watched, like, season 1, season 2, and then just stopped for, like, a year. You know, I didn't even follow it. I didn't pay attention. Lately, I've been like so into it.
Yeah.
And you were telling me kind of your thoughts about before we get going, fucking spoiler warning. You have been warned.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the episode by now, then that's on you. I'm sorry, like there's cool shit
off.
Going down. Like,
do not listen. We're telling you right now that if you haven't watched up to season 6, episode 2, turn it off until we warn you. Because it's we're going to be talking some heavy, major spoilers. You have been warned. So, talk to me about Carol, dude, in that last episode.
Man, like that scene where she looks out the window, and the lady's like, because I mean, it was out of nowhere. And the lady's standing out in their yard smoking, and she's all like, "Wow, I got her to go outside and not smoke inside the house." I did that, you know, she's all feeling proud, and all of a sudden a big fat dude just comes out and hacks her ass up, dude. It's
that was
like,
so cool.
Damn. And I mean, they were hacking motherfuckers up. I was like, Jesus, this is insane. I was like, that's a good episode. That was a damn good episode.
They were straight.
Carol went the fuck off, dude.
Ransacking.
Nice.
Dude, my only problem with that, I thought what Carol did was needed.
Yeah.
I thought what she did was a normal thing that someone kind of sneaky would do.
Yeah.
But after I started thinking about it, I was like, man, she dressed up like one of the people, like one of the wolves.
Yeah.
That might not have been the smartest thing because you're in a town where people are actively trying to shoot people dressed like wolves. You know, how did she know that any minute Rick and company and tow weren't going to jump that fucking wall and just start going, if you know, they're a fucking wolf. Boom. You know.
You're right.
That was my only problem with that. I was like, that's smart, but kind of dumb at the same time. But it's what she did, dude. Carol has been like such an interesting character in this whole series because you've watched every episode, right?
Yeah, I've watched all the way back to I've watched the whole series, yeah. Right.
I went back and rewatched today when I got home from work. Season 4, episode 14. It's called The Grove. The one where she kills that little girl.
Yeah.
She's like, look at the flowers, you know?
Yeah.
That episode is so fucked up, dude. Because that was one that I'd never seen. And I can tell which ones that if I've missed one, because my Netflix bar will be like red. Mm-hmm. So, you know how it tracks if you've watched it. That was one that was black. And I was like, how the fuck did I miss that one? You know, because I've been watching them through Netflix. And I watched that today and I was like, that was so fucked up, dude. When that other little girl kills her younger sister. Yeah. She's like, watch. She's going to come back. Yeah. You know, that's what happened. And that was like normal in her mind. Yeah. Dude, that was so twisted.
Yeah, she didn't understand. She was like fucked up, basically. All the trauma of everything she's seen was just too much for her brain to handle, I think. That's why she just went, you know, like you said, she didn't even know she was doing right or wrong.
See, that's what's weird. I think if that really happened, you would have a group of people, especially probably small children, that just couldn't make sense of it, dude. I mean, we can barely, you know, like only because we sort of have an adult's perspective on things. But I love the fact that was even like a character, or that was even issued as a problem. Yeah. You know, that, I mean, some kids, you know, they go with what they're told. And if you don't start a stable foundation, then that kid can go off in some interesting paths, you know. And for a kid to grow up in the zombie apocalypse, you have to think that kid is just going to have a very strange insight into the world, you know. That's such a trip to me.
Yeah, and like, you know, how you are to your kids, man, like strongly affects how they can be as adults, you know?
Yeah.
Like seriously, like you see those, you know, crazy ass stories where people were like locking their kids in closets for like the first 5 years of their life. I mean, just those 5 years alone are like crucial in development, you know? That person has to know how to like adapt to like, you know, everybody again, you know what I mean? Like they'd never adapted to people at all, really, if they've been kept in like a closet or a room or something, you know?
Dude, that's
kind of fucked up to think about.
It is, man, because you have a clean canvas in front of you whenever you have a kid. And you just throw the colors of life at it and it sticks, you know, and that kid remembers. That kid gets ingrained with patterns. And if everyone does it different, everyone grows up different, everyone's canvas is different. But
and you could even throw the same canvas at the same kid, and depending on the kid, you know, they might perceive it different too, you know?
Yeah.
Because like some kids, I mean, there's certain things that I think, you know, definitely the environment that's around a kid or something's definitely going to affect the way he's going to be like later on in life, but
yeah.
At the same time, it can react to other things too. They can react in a negative light where they don't want all the things that you try to present to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude. Child psychology is such a very weird subject, dude, because you're dealing with, you know, a new brain, essentially. A brain that's got to be one of the hardest jobs in the world, dude, is to try to understand children's thoughts and actions and brains. And dude, that's such a weird land of imagination that kids have. You know, kids just run off with it. You know, that's why they say when you're trying to solve a problem to think like a kid, because a kid will put data in the equation that you didn't even think of, you know, because it wouldn't make sense to you, but a kid just free flows thought and imagination.
Yeah, and it's crazy the energy that kids have as a father, because I mean, you're like, dude, sometimes you want them to chill out and they're bouncing off the walls, and then the next thing you know, when you want to like, you know, talk to them and they want them awake, maybe you're watching a movie with them, they pass out, then you're like, oh,
dude, well, it's like a roller coaster, man.
But at the same time,
kids are like roller coasters, dude.
Yeah,
just up and down, and you can never know.
I mean, you never know what they get upset about, you know? There's things that, like, you wouldn't think would upset them, and at the same time, like, I'm, like, a strong believer when they're real young like that, the same thing we were talking about, like, you know, how you talk to your children at a young age, it affects them. I think that, you know, you got to be a lot more calm with your kids and, like, kind of tell them in a calm manner, you know, sometimes, because if you're, like, screaming and yelling and acting all hysterical about it like that, it scares them, plus you're also teaching them how to scream at you like that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Because they learn, they learn by watching, you know.
I think if you try to stay cool or calm, you know, just some kind of way where you're not like coming down, like you're belittling that kid, you know. You don't want to belittle your kid. You just want your kid to know that that's not right. You know what I mean? A lot of times if you talk to them kind of in a serious tone and say, like, you can't be doing that, you know, that's not cool. You know, kind of that kind of thing. A lot of time I think they take it more to heart than you being like, what are you freaking doing? Blah, blah, blah.
What the fuck?
Throwing freaking objects at them. I've seen some parents do some crazy shit and you're like, what the fuck, man? That's your kids, dude.
I think we've all too been in that situation where you're out in public and you see that go down and you're like, you kind of just want to grab the parent. You're like, look, I don't care who you are. If I see you jerk your child by the fucking neck like that again, I will stomp you to the ground. Yeah. You know, dude, I've witnessed that. I've witnessed such just harsh treating of kids, and it's especially as a father, you know, as just a human without kids, that's wrong. But as a father, when you're around children all day, every day, you just get a real sense that that's wrong. You don't fucking pull kids around by their neck, dude. That's just wrong, dude. That's so fucked up. But man, let's talk about something positive. Dead zombies.
Zombies.
Back to the show. I was really interested in the fact that they never showed the other group. Yeah. That whole episode was straight up the wolves hatcheting people up, dude. And fucking Rick's new chick, the chick that he's probably going to start banging, you know? Yeah. She fucking stabbed a lady in the chest, dude, with her haircut.
She came out. She had her coming out party. Dude. It's like, it's time to go to the zombie killing party. Let's go.
That was a brutal fucking, when she stabbed that fucking wolf in the chest, dude, my chest hurt watching that. I felt it. I fucking felt that. It hurt. Oh, dude, because those... I wonder if she's going to use those to cut hair still, though. I'm just going to wash them off. I put these in someone's fucking chest. Little off the top.
Yeah. She's like some chopped salad. Yeah.
But dude, oh, what do you think about Eden? That little girl Carl's trying to lose his boyhood to.
I think she's the kind of girl that gets you killed. That's what I think.
I think something shady is up with her, dude.
I think something shady. She's probably like, I wouldn't doubt it if she's rolling with that group, you know?
Dude, that's what I thought too, man.
I think she might have gave little markers, like sold them out for something, or dude, who knows, man? I mean, but I think
dude,
that
you're
group's
so
psycho.
Right. You're
and I think she's part of
right.
it. She just seems like, because if I remember, there was a part where she kind of,
dude, she said it. She goes, you guys aren't gonna survive here. There's too many sight lines, or there's too many. What word did she use? She said there's too many blank spots or visible spots. And she goes, that's how we... And then Carl fucking interrupts her because he's talking about the baby and shit. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
She fucking said, that's how we... And then she got interrupted, dude. I know because I've watched that thing like 3 fucking times. I'm like, that girl is fucking in on it.
Yeah, she was calm because whenever, you know, all that shit was coming down through there, she was kind of like, you know, just trying to get out of there, almost kind of thing. Like, I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to be around here to see all these people die. Fuck it.
But they make you think that she is a part of it. But then again, they kind of make you think. And what was she doing with all the fucking keys?
Yeah.
Remember when she's like, how did she get a hold of them motherfuckers? She had a ring with a key to every house. Remember she was like, oh, I've got one to all the houses.
Yeah.
Why did she have that? Unless she's fucking planning something or doing something weird, and she was trying to leave during the attack. I think she felt bad.
Yeah,
because
something.
I think she was doing intel on the place for him. You know, remember at the beginning of the episode, her parents get killed right in front of her.
Yeah.
So she's already like scared as fuck. Shouldn't know what to do. I think she stumbles upon the Wolves group, hangs out with them. And maybe that's what their gig is. Maybe that's how Noah's Town got fucking taken over too.
Yeah.
You know? Same
possibility.
way. Because that town was supposed to be there when they got there. And it was just fucking ransacked. And I think that she was trying to leave because she felt bad.
Damn.
You know? Because as soon as
That's
she
crazy.
said that.
It makes sense. I mean, I would see that happening.
Dude, I
That's
really
kind of
think...
what I was leaning towards in a lot of ways. But yeah, did you notice how like the part where the truck ran into the wall and then the horn was blowing?
Yeah.
And that's what the other group heard and made them run that way.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I thought that was cool how they connected those two together. That's what I love about that show. It just got all kinds of different twists.
Because weren't you thinking like, where does that horn come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, where does that horn come
I honestly
from?
thought at the time that the kid who's all pissed off at his mom because she's not understanding that he killed her dad, you know, or you know that Rick killed his dad, you know. That kid or whatever, her kid, you know?
Ron.
Yeah, you were all looking at me puzzled. I was like, huh? You're like, I was like, but
sorry,
yeah.
I'm hot. Or I'm high.
Yeah.
I'm high.
Good cop out, Joe.
Yeah, no shit.
But anyways, I thought the kid was going to do something like blow some kind of horn that made the, you know, zombies
oh, you thought he was trying to like fuck up their plan?
Yeah. But yeah, you know, Rick's side piece, or you said future side piece. Well, basically her son, I thought he was the one that actually blew the horn.
Damn.
See, and I thought that's where they were leading in, and sure enough, it wasn't. It was like something totally different, but...
Well, they were showing how pissed off he was getting, so, like, that makes sense, you know? Because, dude, that's gotta be, you know, because he's already a fucking just crazy teenager.
Yeah.
Who doesn't give a fuck. His mom's banging the guy that killed his dad. You know, that would fuck with you if you were a kid.
I wouldn't doubt it if that kid flies off the handle and kills an important character. It's a possibility.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up. I love how closely related your brain works to mine, because I've been thinking about predictions for character deaths, man. Maybe getting a little side pool going, man. Throw a little $5 on there, man. Who's gonna die? Is this the season that Daryl Dixon finally gets it and the internet explodes? Because you know that's what's gonna happen. If Daryl goes down, the fucking internet will crash. Dude, there are groups of people who have made shirts and memes that say, if Daryl dies, we riot. I mean,
wow.
Droves of people. I really think if he dies, that show will lose like 5 million people per week. Yeah. I'm not kidding. People will go ape shit.
It's like when they killed Jon Snow. It's like, that was a big deal. Oh, have you got that far?
Yes.
Okay, I was just making sure I wasn't
that
killed it. Dude, it's dead.
You gave me that look like, oh fuck. I hope he's like not watching that one tomorrow.
Oh, my bad.
Because
my bad. I didn't know you were 2 seasons back,
dude. But yeah, whenever that little fucker dragged John or told John to come down there, and they all stabbed him, I lost it, dude. This is for, what do they say? This is for the castle or something. And then they each stab him. And he's like, this is for the brotherhood or some shit. And they each stab him, dude. And some people think though, dude. Some people honestly think that Melisandre is going to fucking resurrect him, dude.
Yeah,
and
he's gonna I'm pretty sure that they're going to do that. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring him back. Like
she showed up like a minute to Castle Black before that went down.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, and I wouldn't doubt it if he comes back as like an evil Jon Snow, you know what I mean?
Dude.
Kind of crazy thought.
I never even thought of that,
throwing that out there. So if that happens, you know, I was first. But
dude, that just got me pumped up.
And then but anyways, back to Walking Dead.
Yeah, no shit.
Trailing off
on the Mediot Hour podcast. Walking Dead. What do you got? Who's gonna die, dude?
You know, I've thought about it, and I'm like, man, it could possibly happen. I could see that kid going to try to kill Rick, and then I could see Carol jumping in front of said weapon, bullet, whatever.
Whoa!
Basically taking one to save Rick.
Dude,
is that crazy to think that she would throw herself out there like a hero like that?
No, because I think that she's crazy, but I think the loyalty to that group kind of overrides her craziness.
Yeah.
You know, I think that anything involving that group will always bring her back to Carol. I think when she goes off on her own, that's when she shows her, like, crazy side.
Yeah.
You know, when she's separated from the group, like when she set those people on fire, she was quarantined with them.
Yeah.
When she killed those little girls, they were traveling with just her and Tyrese and the baby.
Yeah.
But I think she has a connection. And I thought that for a while, Daryl and Carol were going to hook up. Because remember, like, in the middle of, like, season...
They do seem to have, like...
They flirt a lot.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's kind of like an age thing. Like, you're kind of older than me a little bit, you know?
Dude, I don't think that would matter in a post-apocalyptic fucking world.
It's like, hey, man, you might be a little older, but I'm kind of single, and it don't really look like there's very many females around.
Dude, I think if the shit goes down...
Might have to do this, Carol.
Yeah, I think your standards would just drop. Just not because they would have to, but because statistically, you're not going to see any action for a while.
And I mean, she's not that bad looking.
No, dude, when Carol cuts her hair, she's got that like older Ellen kind of thing rocking.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
Ellen.
Dude, Ellen's
You're
hot,
right,
man. But she's, and she has changed so much, dude. Her character transformation is so underappreciated, man. Remember in season 1, she was the housewife that did everything her husband told her. She was afraid to even speak her mind.
It's like she really is like straight up just completely changed who she is.
Dude, she's like a warrior now.
Yeah, it's like she's taking all the shit that has happened to her and using it as a weapon, you know?
Yeah. And
it's pretty badass. I mean, her story in this whole series it's been pretty damn good, you know, when you really think about it.
Dude, they wouldn't even be at season 5 if not for Carol. She's the one that shows up and saves them from Terminus. Remember?
Yeah,
when she fucking set them all, started shooting and set them all free, you know, and got that Gareth dude distracted whenever they had Glenn and Rick and Daryl all lined up, ready to fucking just kill them. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, and she shows up just all of a sudden out of the blue because she decided to come back. She was initially going to leave the group, remember?
Yeah.
Because fucking Rick was like, you know, if Tyrese finds out you killed those people at the prison, he will kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that her character is just so fascinating, dude. So I could see I could see her going down. I think you're possibly right, man. I think that her time is coming.
Yeah.
If not this season.
And it sucks because I wouldn't, it sucked to see her leave the show. But when you really think about it, she doesn't really have a lot of purpose in carrying on her storyline as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. She's kind of done.
She's always kind of been a side character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times the side characters, especially the ones that they're still important and they still throw a lot of shock factor out there, Yeah. I think she dies in this season, though. I think she's probably, and not like the little B actors that they throw in there, and like, the ones that aren't even, they're barely on the show, like that have kind of joined the group recently, whatever. None of them. And one or two of them might die, like, and I'm not counting them in this thing, but I'm talking about like the main core characters,
the survivors, the Atlantic
I think
group.
Carol might be the one that dies because it just seems like they're really boosting her up, like getting you to like her a lot more.
Yeah, you're right.
And sometimes I think some of these writers want to really grab you in their storyline, so that what they do is they get you sucked into this one character and they kill them.
I think you have an excellent point. I think you do, man, because it seems like they're giving her just a little bit too much power right now.
Yeah.
They're giving her a lot of screen time, dude.
I think she's going to be one of the next ones to die, or one of the big ones to die, because I don't see Maggie leaving anytime soon. Yeah, that would be a shocker. And I really honestly don't see Carol like being like killed by a zombie. I don't know why. I think she's going to be shot or something. Something fucked up like that's going to happen to her.
That's so interesting, dude. I think, because
it's like
I can
irony,
totally
see
I mean? that. I can totally see that.
I think the writer kind of wants to put like a little bit of like the irony of that, like all the people she's had to kill who were still alive, because she's killed a few people,
Yeah.
Like in that last show, she killed quite a few, to stay alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the irony in that is sometimes you're on the losing end of that.
Yeah.
And sometimes even in a zombie apocalypse, you're not always going to come out the hero. And in that kind of predicament, it's death. It's not, there's no fine medium.
Dude, that is like such a good point. What do you think? Okay. What do you think the percentage is of Rick ever actually dying? I think it's always going to be 0, because he's the guy that starts it. I think at the end of the day, in a couple years from now, 5 years, whenever the show ends, I think he's going to be the one that ends it too.
Yeah.
I think his death
will end the show.
I
know.
What do you think? Do you think he could ever, is that even a possibility that he could go down? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think he's just so badass, dude.
But sometimes these writers want to fucking throw a hook in there, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know.
Dude, I know.
Because what would happen if, say, Rick, because if you have, over the last so many seasons, he's always been kind of, he's not, like, he started off in the series as kind of like a real kind of humble, I'm going to help everybody guy. Mm-hmm. I'm your hero, guys. What's up, man? Boom. Yeah. But once his wife died, he kind of lost it and went crazy.
He spiraled.
And I really don't think he's been normal since. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been a little off since then.
He has been a little off.
It's like doing all this crazy killing and people and end zombies and all that. It's just it's fucking mind fucking him right now.
I love how crazy he gets sometimes, dude.
And I think, if it could, spiral out of control. What if it happens if he starts to kind of lose it? Because he almost lost it that one time when he had to kill that one dude. They locked him up and all this other shit, and he was still kind of like being a shit talker. Like, fuck it, man. I'm not backing down.
Oh, and at the end of season 5,
yeah,
when Michonne hits him,
yeah, it's kind of like he was being a hard ass. He's being real bullheaded and everything. And
he did too, man.
I'm saying is he going to get where he's going to eventually be like that again? Because he's kind of, he's almost turned himself in some ways into like this leader of the group guy,
Yeah.
Which he's even announced that one. He said this is no longer a democracy or whatever, or something like that. So he's basically saying, dude, I'm your fucking dictator, bitches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that the whole power trip and, he's already kind of given the creepy vibe to the girl because she did like him, but now it's like you kill her husband and, you can't expect her to like fall head over heels in love with you now. You know what I mean?
I think she's going to, but it's there's going to have to be some sort of a transformation.
Where she kind of like gets pissed off and fucking didn't realize that she loves him or some shit. Yeah, I can see that happening.
but I can totally see them hooking up.
And
they've been playing it too, dude. They've been playing it. He kissed her at that party, and they just want you. And Rick,
they just had a setback. It's
yeah. That was, by the way, not to interrupt what your thought was going to be, but that whole transformation, dude, that's what makes the show so brilliant. What the writers did with Morgan. And I know the show is sort of loosely following the comics, and I've made a very good point to not read those comics because I don't want to know anything, anywhere they go. And I know that they don't really follow the deaths, but they're pretty similar. Like they like the character deaths are pretty close, the character names are close, the places are close. They loosely follow, but they don't always go with it just so they can always surprise you, know, because they know that the whole comic has already been written. It's already out. It's already done with. But, they've made a point to say we're not following it to the T. We're changing shit up so people don't know what's going on. But I love how they had Rick and Morgan meet again. Because remember, Morgan was the first guy Rick met, obviously.
Yeah.
Whenever he came out of that hospital. And I love that at the time Rick was just sort of, he didn't know what was going on. He was just figuring shit out. And then Morgan is the guy who's like paranoid, and he's like, we have to stop these things, and we teaching Rick how to fucking go for the brain.
Yeah.
And then whenever they see each other again, Rick's just executes that guy pretty much.
Yeah.
And I love Deanna too, because she's like, she goes from, we're not having any violence, no guns, to ordering that public execution, like right there.
Yeah.
Just right in front of everyone to see.
Yeah.
So I love how her character is just sort of slowly starting to go, okay, this
Going
place
a little
is
dark.
fucking evil. We need to start doing some crazy shit. But Morgan sees him execute that guy. He's like, hey, Rick. And I love that look they give each other, man. And the fact that the writers did that and had the sort of foresight to make that happen.
Yeah.
That's what I love about writing, dude. I love that shit. I love the story and the structure, and I cannot wait for next week's episode, man. I'm becoming such a bigger fan of that show than I ever have been, because I'm sort of falling in love with, now the characters are starting to just really develop. And,
so you never told me what character you think is going to be the next one to die.
Oh man, I don't think it's going to be Rick.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be Daryl, because Daryl, apparently, from what I've sort of gotten from people, he's not even in the comic. He became such a favorite of people that they just kind of kept his character in. You know, he's not even in the original story. He shows up, but he just takes off, and that's the end of it. He takes off at like season 2, and he's just not.
See, I can see Daryl dying in the final season.
But his story
near the end, that's what I would think. That's the kind of spot Daryl is in,
Yeah, but his story, I think the only way they would kill a character anymore is if their story doesn't have any value, and that's why I think your Carol theory just is rock solid, dude. Because Carol's story, she's gone crazy already in this world. She's sort of
her little bag of tricks is already done,
Yeah, she's killed a little girl. She's burned people alive. I think her luck has run out, and she went crazy on the wolves. I think her exit is going to be, like you said, trying to save somebody, or just they're either going to have it be really epic, or it's going to be really quick and simple. Like, dude, when Tyrese died in Noah's house, I did not see that shit coming, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew because it was like the halfway point of that season.
Yeah.
They were going to let someone go, or something big was going to go down.
Yeah.
But I did not fucking see that coming, dude.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, see, they can't kill off too many characters, because then you kind of lose the root of your, character base, and it gets to where people are kind of like, I don't want to watch it as much now,
What do you think of that Eugene guy?
He's one of those guys that, they could kill him off at any time, and really, I think they're going to kind of give him a little bit of a story and kind of give him like, there's some hope here, guys. Look, boom, he's dead. You know what I'm saying?
He's slowly becoming one of my favorite characters, dude.
Yeah, but I just think he'll wind up him and what's that redheaded dude's name?
Abraham.
Yeah.
Eugene's just such a coward, though, man.
Those two. I think Eugene's one of those types that, will be like he could easily be the guy that pulls off one of those little heroic moves,
Yeah.
feeling like he's a fake or whatever, and does something to kind of say, "Look, guys, look at me."
To vindicate himself,
exactly.
And to make people feel like I did something.
Yeah, I contributed. I didn't just lead you guys somewhere fucked up.
Yeah.
Because in a way, even though he wasn't trying to lead him there for to find a way to. You remember how he was trying to go to some base because they had a cure or something for the place or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, now that he kind of, in a way, stumbled onto this place, with them, that, he wasn't the one that found it, but I'm saying kind of in the direction they were going from him doing that, led him to that place. Yeah. So in a way, he kind of
helped out.
He kind of did in a fucked up way, but, he was... I don't know, dude. That dude's he's not one of my favorite characters. I think he's like a pretty smart dude, or he's kind of like crazy. He's smart.
Interesting.
There's something up with him. He's different,
Yeah.
But and he may be one of those people that might outlive everyone. But I don't think he will. I think he'll try to play hero or try to play bait or something.
I think he's like the reason why I don't think he'll die is because I see him as like the Sam character from Game of Thrones, just kind of bumbly, kind of cowardly, but he always ends up getting saved by someone. And because he is like that, he sort of plays the every person.
Yeah, see, I think there's going to be a time when he's going to go back and try to save everybody else and just kind of throw himself up as fucking bait.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of where I think they'll wind up killing him off.
Yeah, I think you're right. And
now Maggie and Lynn,
that's hard to tell.
I don't know. They're gonna kill them too. I mean, they'll eventually all die in some way.
Well, do you
that's
think
like
they'll
would be the point of the show. They're not gonna end the show and be like, guess what? We all made it through. And we know how zombie movies are. Everybody usually dies.
Do you think they'll take them out as a couple? Like, with one goes, the other's just like, fuck it.
As crazy as it sounds, they could wind up being killed by actual people instead of zombies.
So you're like...
I really think that the people are going to start, going to have a huge effect on people dying on this show.
You think so?
This season. And I don't know if it'll be Lynn and everybody, all these people dying, but I can see a few characters that... Carol's one that I think that... the reason why I say that, I think she's trying to be, queen badass, and she's kind of running out there. And even though she was sneaky with her little suit and she's slick about what she does, sometimes you keep doing that, you get too comfortable doing it, you get caught up,
Yeah.
And like I said, I think she's going to try to maybe play hero on Rick or something, because I think that either the kid's going to be shooting him or someone's trying to kill him, and she kind of takes the fall.
Dude, and someone told me that...
maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I see that, man, but someone told me that, one of those days I was talking to someone who has read the comics, and I was like, don't fucking tell me anything, but, is Carl like in the comics, and they're like, yeah, he fucking loses an eye. And I'm like, so I wonder if they're going to do that, like at some point.
Where like Rick's sitting there watching, his kid gets his eye cut out.
Well, I think the guy said in the comic, a fucking human shoots it out. Like they're fighting with someone and he gets shot in his right eye. Wow. And for like the last part of like the story, he's got like an eye patch. Wow. And apparently in the comic, Carl's just a lot fucking crazier.
Yeah.
Like just a nutty kid. But the TV series, when he seems really just reserved and nice, and he doesn't want to kind of be involved, but he has to, and he's kind of taken over a lead position, because he is Rick's son. Yeah. He sort of has a pass. No one fucks with him, Yeah. Who's your favorite? Oh, dude, I totally sidestepped your question.
Yeah.
Again. We went down a 10-minute rabbit hole because...
Are you running for president? Like,
no shit, dude. Like, dude, you fucking talk a lot, bro.
I just wanted an answer.
I just want a one-word answer. Say a name, motherfucker. Okay, who do I think is gonna croak? I think it's gonna be Michonne, dude.
Michonne. That's a pretty big one. But she's another one of those ones where doesn't really have a story
She don't.
to go off of, you know.
I know, because she's so secretive. Like, you don't know what's going on with her. You know she's good, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, that's what they're showing. She's sort of Rick's kind of right arm right now.
Yeah.
You know? She's sort of like, they respect each other a lot. Because they sort of talk to each other in private a lot and make comments to each other. I think that they see each other as kind of opposites of the same coin. You know, I think they both are trying to do the same thing, but she's like the yin to his yang, you know?
Yeah. I can picture her getting bit.
Yeah.
But like in some freak fucking way, you know, like she just gets caught up, some zombie bites her, just out of nowhere, bites her ass.
Yeah, in the shoulder.
And then she knows she's gonna die, so she fucking kind of goes out there and fucking goes at it on some zombies. Maybe she plays distraction for something or something.
Yeah.
You know? And then fucking hacks some shit up.
I love that you like plan what they're gonna do too. Instead of just saying they're gonna die, you're like, they're going out by this way.
I just, you know, thinking about their character and, you know, what ways they die. Like Tyrese kind of died the way you would think he was, because he was always kind of like a character that kind of didn't really know. He kind of, you know, if you think about it, he really was indecisive. You know, he didn't really. He was confused. You know, even back whenever, you know, the beginning happened and he was trying to get into that one village and Rick wouldn't let him in, and then he wound up going to the governor's village or whatever, and the governor's village let him in and shit. You know.
Yeah. And
then they kind of just, you know, played, you know, undercover in a way, even though they weren't really on Rick's team. They didn't even know Rick at the time, you know.
Well, yeah.
Oh, like that. They didn't like him, really. Because, like I said, he ran him off. But I'm saying he was always kind of like, you know, I don't know. He you know, and the way he died was like basically him being all confused if he was actually really dying and shit.
He was hallucinating like a motherfucker, dude.
And it's kind of like, I think that's where he was getting, because if you remember, there was a part where he ran out into all these zombies and fucking
when that guy had that baby.
Yeah.
What was that? I can't remember that fucker's name, but that was fucked up, dude. I thought he was gone.
Yeah, he made it. But he always had a lot of parts where he was just like fucking throwing himself out there like a fucking hero. You know?
You're right. He did have a lot of those parts.
And I think in the comic book, Tyrese is like actually the main character. Like he's like pretty much this way the story kind of based, kind of like Rick of the story.
No shit.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know how true it is, but I don't know. It's just crazy to think about all these different characters they put on that show, you know?
That's wild, man.
But, you know, I mean, people could argue that Daryl could be a character that they'd kill because he don't really have
he's a lone wolf, dude.
Nothing, you know?
Yeah, he don't. Because they're sort of having to make up his story because they're not pulling it from the comics. You know, they've had to completely fabricate what he does, what his story was, you know, where he's going now, because he's... they think he's gonna like fall in love, you know, and just like take off with someone, you know, because he's like super emotional. He doesn't show it. He's got a really thick skin, you know. He really tries to not show that he cares. He plays that hard person, but he's a super sweet guy, you know.
Yeah.
He's a really, really nice character, and he's a lot of people's favorites. I'm telling you, man. Apparently. He's just got a fuck ton of fans, like way more than anyone else in that show. Something about him. I think it's a ladies thing. You know, they love that lone wolf guy that hops on a Harley and carries a crossbow, you know, and just doesn't care about the world, but he kind of does because he's sweet. You know, he just plays this.
He's bittersweet, boy.
He plays this fucking character that it seems to be tailored for women, you know. But the shots of him with a zombie horde behind him in that first episode of this season are awesome. Dude, when he's just like... And you can't help but to not like Daryl. He's probably... If you had to ask me my favorite character, he's probably up there, dude.
Yeah. See, mine for a long time was Michonne, but I don't know. Lately, it's been changing. Carol's coming on strong, but... I don't know. I like Daryl a lot, man. Daryl's one of my favorite characters, too. I hate to jump on that little bandwagon, but Daryl, he's fucking... I mean, it's pretty badass, dude. He's got a fucking crossbow and he's, you know, riding around shooting everything with it. Michonne's cool because she's got a fucking sword. That's always why I liked her, you know?
Yeah.
And she was using fucking zombies as her fucking personal slaves, dude. I mean, fuck, dude. That's pretty badass, you know?
That's really badass. I've always liked Michonne, man, because of the sword aspect, but I can't tell, you know, I can't tell if it's just because I took that long hiatus from watching it, because I stopped right when she shows up, of course, and so I took a huge break and didn't watch the show, and then I started watching it again, so I never really fell in love with Michonne, you know, because I never really got to learn her character, but oh man, dude, I've just been so entranced by zombies and stuff lately too, man. Like,
it's October, so it's okay. No,
dude, did you know, man? I was looking up some facts about The Walking Dead. In the Walking Dead universe, the zombies outnumber, just from the stats, from what they say, how many people have died and the outbreak and how far it spread. The fucking dead outnumber each living person 5,000 to 1.
Damn.
Dude, that is such a huge number.
Well, you know, like, speaking of zombies and stuff, I don't know if you watched the Fear the Walking Dead.
No, I heard about it, though, man. Is it any good, or does it suck?
It was good, but it's like, you know, it's not on, like, the same kind of... It's kind of like, you know, the zombies, like, that we, you know, watch, like, The Walking Dead. But The Walking Dead's more like... They kind of almost make it like it's quiet. Still, you know, like, it's, you know, there's no loudness anywhere. In Fear the Walking Dead, it's more loud. There's crazy stuff going on. Like, there's more. It's when the outbreak is happening. You know what I mean?
Isn't it like tied to it?
Yeah, and basically, it's kind of like the way the story starts is it starts kind of before it all happened. You know, and then all the chaos of it happening. You know what I mean?
So it's sort of showing you how it went down.
Yeah, but you know, obviously, it doesn't have anything to do with Rick or any of them. Has nothing to do with any of that.
Oh, it doesn't?
It's just like another family that it's basing the story around.
Damn.
But it's crazy because it's like way more... It seems like The Walking Dead, this one, like, you know, when we watch it, it's a little scary, but it ain't like scary. It's more like suspenseful, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
With that show, it's kind of like has a more creepy vibe about it, you know? It seems
really?
Like it makes it more a little... It seems like it's kind of more eerie in a way because they're like taking you in a way like you're in a city, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shit's fucking all going down, you know, all at once, you know,
dude,
and
that's
crazy shit's happening. But it's like all the fear and like they're kind of like really building you up to like, you know, all the outbreak happening. You know what I mean? I don't know. You have to see it. It's a crazy.
Dude, I'm gonna check that out, man. I think I might check that out tonight when I get home.
Yeah, it's good, man. I actually liked it, and it's got that one chick off of. I don't know if you ever watched. Fucking damn, I can't even think of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh no, I never watched Sons of Anarchy.
Well, she was one of the characters on there. She was like this whore, this like the head whore or whatever, like this whorehouse, and Jack's like one of the main characters in the story was fucking her or whatever. So
damn.
But yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy, man. You hear about all this shit.
So you mentioned Halloween earlier, dude. Are you excited about Halloween?
Yeah, I am. I always love Halloween. I always love the month of October.
What are you gonna be?
Man, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about going as a Green Arrow.
Really?
Yeah.
The Green Arrow.
Something different. I don't know.
Dude, you should just go as like...
Just get a green hoodie and some belts and shit and put it around you and find a little fucking Fisher-Price crossbow or something.
Dude, oh man.
A little $9 fucking crossbow.
Dude, if you end up using that character, I've got a bow for you, man.
You have a bow?
Yeah.
Huh. That's badass.
I've got a fucking, I've got like it's called I can't remember the name of it, but dude, you can throw an arrow in it and fire it into someone.
Wow. I don't want to do that, but
I am
the Green Arrow.
You just like
boom,
step into this character and just start murdering people. But no, I'm just saying it's like that powerful.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to, you could, but it's a toy, obviously. But it's not a toy. It's not Nerf. It's an actual bow.
Yeah, it's not Nerf.
It's sort of like equivalent to like a slingshot. You know, it's
okay.
like you can. It's a bow and it's badass and it's like big. It's a compound, it's the kind that's long. It's not a crossbow, but it's a fucking bow, dude.
Like, is it actually bow? Like, you pull it back bow?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. As
That's
long
what
as it
I'm
ain't like a
saying.
crossbow, because if it's a crossbow, I wouldn't really. The Green Arrow always had like a bow, you know? So.
Yeah, like a long bow.
I mean, he had the one in the show, they show more like badass. He's got like one of those fucking, deer hunter. Fucking,
Yeah, like a Cody bow.
Yeah, Cody bow. But, yeah, I'd like to get some kind of bow, like, even if it's like generic, kind of cheap looking with little, like, fake ass little arrows that are fake,
Dude, you're more
That'd be
than
cool.
welcome to use my bow, man, if you go as the Green Arrow, because I think you'd look pretty badass.
I am the Green Arrow.
And dude, worst case scenario, carry a arrow with you, and if you get jumped, fucking just kill it. Kill somebody.
What are you gonna be?
Dude, I have never been a zombie, so I'm thinking about going zombie. I know that's fucking like so overdone and
Yeah, it's like,
overplayed.
let me just go buy some white paint.
It's like
So
it's
unoriginal.
It's like throwing a hood or throwing a sheet over your head now, dude. It's like, it's so dumb. But I've never been a zombie, dude. I've been everything else. I've been a pirate, a fireman, all kinds of a fucking Ninja Turtle. I've been a Mario brother.
The Mario Brother one was funny because I
Dude.
went as Luigi. That was pretty
It was
good.
like so perfect, dude. So
Yeah.
perfect. That was awesome. But dude, if you go as the Green Arrow, dude, I might do a fucking superhero theme too, man. I might go as fucking oh man, I never even put any thought into that. That'd be so fun. I might go as the fucking Hulk, man. Paint myself green and just fucking wear a ripped shirt. Be fucking Bruce Branner. Bruce Branner, that
Bruce
shit.
Branner, boy.
That's awesome,
That's
dude.
funny shit.
But no, I think, man, it's coming up on Halloween. Let's get out of here, dude. Let's go do something cool. Let's go have a beer at Waffle House, man. No, we've been going for about an hour. Is there anything you want to say? Kick us out of here, man? Anything you want to tell us about that's cool coming up?
I think I'm pretty tapped out.
Dude, we are
this
tazzed
week,
out. We're tazzed out.
Tazzed out.
Dude, that's right. We're copywriting whenever you get tore up, man.
You get so
tazzed
tore
out.
up that you get in the spins. You
the
tazzed out.
Tasmanian devil. You tazzed out.
You tazzed out, dog.
All right, man. This has been the Mediot Hour podcast with Joey
And Simp.